Steve's challenge. Steve is in his room and we can see a lamp focusing down on a table with cards on it in the position of a song. In my match with Mr. Manami yesterday, I didn't have enough cards in my hand to make use of my defenses. Now with this, hopefully I'll be able to maintain my hand and still have strong attacks. There's only one way to find out. Reaches for the face-up hammer dragon and the camera goes to the day of school after Hiro lost to Scarlet. Well, Steve, a few days left before summer, and we got out early today. I don't know who decided we get out at 12 today, but I don't care. Hiro and Steve pick up their bags and get up from their seats. I know, right? I can't believe the year's almost over. The two walk out of the classroom into the crowded halls. By the way, I've been meaning to ask how Olivia's doing. She's doing fine. She's still a bit upset that I ditched her that day, though. Eyes wander. Well, that is understandable. Hey, what's wrong? Refocuses? You only let your eyes wander when something is bothering you. I do? Hiro, I've been your friend for years. Sometimes I know you even better than you know yourself. Oh, well, you're right. Something is bothering me. Like what? Rests his arms behind his head and looks up. Yesterday I lost this match in Thera, and it felt like I couldn't do anything. You're upset because you lost a match? No offense, Steve, but you wouldn't understand this feeling. I'm so frustrated that I lost solely based on luck, and I wasn't able to show off my skill. That's fair, but the Hiro I know wouldn't be upset over a small thing like that. Yeah, I guess you're right, but it still hurts a little. Sees Hayate, Kyoshi, Aika, and Shoji walk towards them. Anyways, see you tomorrow, Hiro. Begins walking away in the other direction. Hey, Steve. Steve stops and turns around. Before you go, I wanted to ask again if you're interested in playing Thera. It really is a fun game. Steve reaches into his pocket and we can see his song, but he pulls away from it. I'll think about it. I've got something to do right now. Oh, okay. Well, see you tomorrow then. Raises his hand for a high five. Yeah. See you tomorrow, Hiro. High fives Hiro and they go their separate ways before the camera follows Steve as he walks out of the school. Why didn't I just accept there? You know what? It's fine. I just have to get to the shop first. Starts running down to the shop as the camera cuts back to Hiro and the group walking out of the school. And you say you guys are still good, because to me it looks like he's avoiding you. No, me and Steve are still friends. He's just busy, that's all. Sarcastically. Yeah, sure. Okay, well, if you're gonna sass me, how about a match? Did you already forget that you lost to Scarlet? Oh, come on, she just got lucky. Yeah, and so did you all the times you won. What? No, all the times I've won were on skill. Turns to the others. Right, Hayate, Aika, Kyoshi? Well, I don't really super agree with Shoji, but I don't disagree with him either. Your matches are fun, though. Seriously? Turns to Aika. What about you, Aika? Well, I admit I did lose to you, but by the face you give when you draw certain cards, I'd say you went on luck sometimes. Kyoshi, you have to agree with me, right? I'm staying out of this. Raises his hands and pulls his arm back. Really, guys? Even they agree you win more on luck than on skill. Turns to Shoji. Well, is the deal still on to see if I can beat Hayate? It's not like it would matter. You'd still lose. We won't know till we play. Turns to Hayate. So Hayate, are you down to fight? Well, I'm kind of not in the fighting mood right now. I just want to watch an exciting match. An exciting match? Turns to Shoji. Hey, Shoji, an exciting... Hiro's cut off. No, Hiro. You have to say yes at some point, Shoji. Argues inaudibly to Shoji. Chuckles as she looks up and sees Steve running towards the shop. Hey, isn't that your friend? Stops arguing with Shoji as the rest of the group looks up and sees Steve. Hey, that is him. Why is he running to the shop? He's supposed to be busy. Yeah, busy avoiding you. Very funny, Shoji. I've got to check this out. Starts running towards the shop. Here we go again. Well, whenever he runs somewhere, something exciting happens, so I'm off. Runs after Hiro. Hey, Hiro, right up! Wait, Hayate, I'm right behind you. She runs after Hayate. As per usual, he follows her. We should probably go too, Kyoshi. With all this running we're doing, we might as well be track members. At least at this rate, we'll be fit over summer. Tell me about it. Kyoshi and Aika run after the rest of them. The camera cuts to Steve making it to the shop and walking in. Hello, Mr. Manami. Hello. Seems like you kept your word. So I assume that means you're all ready to have a match with Hiro? As ready as I can be. Mr. Manami and Steve share a nod. Sees Steve walk into the shop and walks around after him with the remainder of the group close behind. Steve! Turns around quickly and sees Hiro. Hiro? I didn't expect you to get here so early. What are you talking about? And what are you doing here? Well, the reason I'm here is because Steve reaches into his pocket for his song and pulls back again and turns his head to Mr. Manami, who nods. Steve sees the nod and changes his gaze back to Hiro and grabs his song from his pocket and places it right in front of Hiro. I challenge you to a match, Hiro. That's why I'm here. What? I thought you were busy and you're challenging me to a match even though you've never played Thera before? Actually, he has a few matches under his belt. You do? I've dabbled a bit in the game. Under his breath. Watching you. Out loud. I mean, my curiosity rose and I took a peek. So again I say, I challenge you, Hiro. The remainder of the group walks in. Hey, Hiro, what happened? Looks at Steve and sees a song. Whoa, is that a song? I thought Steve didn't play Thera though. Same here. but I'm assuming this is a personal matter. Well, at least it'll make for an interesting fight. That being said, Hiro agrees. Well, looks around, and when he sees Shoji, he thinks in his head, this is my chance to show my skills to Shoji. Sorry, Steve, but you're going to have to lose. Refocuses on Steve and speaks out loud. Okay, Steve, I accept your challenge. Pulls out a song from his pocket and points it towards Steve. Well, this is about to be good. Come on, guys, let's head up to the field. The group minus Steve nods and heads towards the elevator. Notices Steve standing still and turns towards him. Steve, you coming? Shakes it for a bit. Yeah, I'm coming. Catches up with the group and they make it to the elevator where Hiro pulls out his key. That's a cool looking key. Thanks. Mr. Manami made them. Well, he clearly knew what he was doing. Are you guys going to keep small talking or get in the elevator and fight? You're right, Shoji. There's no time to waste. Let's go ahead and get on up there. Opens the elevator with his key and the group walks in. The door closes before the elevator goes up to the field. I wonder how this one's going to go. Turns on the TV, which shows the elevator arriving at the field and the group stepping out. As he talks, we see Steve look around the field and walks towards the left table. He's trained for this. The training's only half the battle. The other half is applying that training in an actual match. How will Steve fare against Hiro? In awe? So this is it. The Thera field. It's empty now, but soon it'll be filled with creatures and runes. He makes it to the table and places his song down as Hiro arrives at his table. I can't believe you could play and you didn't tell me. Hiro and Steve set up at their field while they talk. It was only recently when I started playing. Well, even then, I wish you would have told me. We could have played here together a lot sooner. But it's fine. I just hope you're ready because I'm not holding back. Hiro draws 5. Well, I won't be as easy to defeat as you think. Steve draws 5, looks at the cards, and then back at Hiro. I said no cards back. Neither do I. So do you think Hiro will be able to win? Well, Steve seems like a newbie, so this should be easy for him. But Mr. Manami did say he has some games under his belt, so I wouldn't count him out yet. But Hiro will have experience. It's down to how he will use it to win. Takes a deep breath in and out. I'm ready to start when you are. Well, then let's not delay any longer. Steve nods. Knowledge release! Grimoire open! The field begins to glow as the camera pans around the entire field. If you don't mind, Hiro, I'd like to go first. Yeah, that's fine with me. Go ahead. Thanks. Draw phase. Draws, looks at the card he drew and places it with his other hand cards. Main phase. Separates a card from his hand from the rest. I'll play the rune. Strength of Arizon. A flag with the Arizon symbol appeared behind Steve. I am my turn. You're just going to play a rune? This is my first time on this field. I gotta ease myself into it, you know? He's not just easing himself in. Hayate turns to Kyoshi in question. I agree. He's playing like this turn to see what Hiro does in response. It'll most likely make an attack on the next. Well, considering how reserved he's been acting since he got here, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Take it from me, Steve. This game can go pretty fast, so you have to be able to catch up quickly. Thanks for the note. I'll keep it in mind. Nods. It's my turn. Draw phase. Main phase. Looks at his hand cards and back at Steve. I'll start by playing my own rune. Heart of the Dragon. A statue of a heart crossed over by 2 dragons and with their heads in the front appeared behind him. And next I'll summon 2 Crimson Draco Kids. The 2 Crimson Draco Kids slash at the camera and appear. After my attack phase, attack you with both Crimson Draco Kids. Both of the Crimson Draco Kids started running towards Steve parallel to each other. Looks down at his hand, then back up at the creatures. I'll no guard both of them. The Crimson Draco Kids zigzagged with each other before jumping into the air, which caused the barrier to form as they slashed their swords straight down the barrier together, breaking it. Ah! Falls to his stance before fixing it. Damage checks. Flame shield and a damage trigger. 1 damage to you, Hiro. Points his finger to Hiro as a fireball appears behind him and shoots towards Hiro, causing the barrier to form as the Draco Kids land in front of him, but the barrier is broken. Ah! Damage check. Damage trigger. It looks like that damage is returning back to you, Steve. Holds the damage trigger out to Steve as a fireball forms behind him and shoots towards Steve, causing the barrier to form, but it breaks, causing Steve to fall from the impact. Ah! Stays on the ground momentarily. Steve! The group runs to help Steve, but stops halfway as he raises his hand. Slowly gets up. Don't worry, guys. I'm fine. I'm just not used to those type of attacks. That's all. But I should be fine now. Wobbles slightly, but quickly regains his balance. Well, if you say so. The group goes back to their positions. Just be safe, okay? Faces Aika and nods before refocusing on Hiro. Onto my damage check from the damage trigger. Here goes the top card of his song. Damage check. Dragon Rider. No trigger. I am my turn here, Steve. It's your go. Are you sure you're fine, though? You can stop the match if you want. Yeah, I'm sure I'm alright. I'm just getting started. And now it's my turn to attack. Hiro smiles and braces himself. Draw phase! Main phase! Separates 1 card in his hand from the rest and holds it to Hiro. The first thing I'll do is summon Lucky Lassie! The flames spark from the ground as a coin is launched into the air from them. The flames catch up and materialize into Lucky Lassie, who catches the coin and lands as she chuckles. Wait, you have gamble cards? Yeah, why not? No reason. I just wasn't expecting it. Speaks in his head. The last time I played against Gamble, we see a clip of Scarlet beating Hiro with Priscilla, causing Hiro to shake his head. No, that won't happen again. This time I'm ready for them. Out loud. Go ahead, Steve! Bring on your gamble! If that's what you want, then here it goes! I pay 1 and activate Lucky Lassie's gamble! This will allow me to... Steve is cut off. Guess if my top card is a spell or trap and send it to the drop zone. And if you're right, you can send one of my creatures back to my hand. Guess? It doesn't matter if I guess. Oh, right. Sorry. Force of habit. Uh-huh. Anyways, raise his hand to the sky, which causes Hiro's song to glow with red light and levitate the top card up and form a bigger version behind Hiro as Lucky Lassie tosses her coin into the air. Go! Gamble! Let's see. Touches the card with his finger, causing it to turn around and reveal itself. Fire shot. A trap. So the effect activates. A bigger version of Fire Shot is revealed behind Hiro as the coins land in Lassie's hand, and it shows Fire Shots are on it before it and the card disappear as it goes to the drop zone. Like you said earlier, since the card sent was a spell or a trap, I can return one creature on your field to your hand. So I return one of your Crimson Draco Kids. Lucky Lassie throws her a coin at one of the Crimson Draco Kids, which hits, returning the Crimson Draco Kid to its card, which levitates up to Hiro, which he catches as the coin bounces back to Lucky Lassie, which she catches. I'm getting deja vu. I'm not done yet, Hiro. Next, I'll play Hot Guesser. A flame sparks up from the ground, creating smoke, and Hot Guesser walked out of it. And just like earlier, I'll pay one to activate her gamble. Hot Guesser conjures a lottery ticket with flames into her hand with a single slot for a card as Hiro's top card is sent up in front of him. If the card is either a spell or a trap, I get to draw one card. What's your guess going to be this time? Again with the guessing? Right, my bad. In his head. I can't get Scarlet and her gamble out of my head. This game is different from that one. I've got to focus. Touches the card with his finger and turns it around, revealing itself. Dragon Wings, a spell card. Your gamble is successful. A giant version of Dragon Wings is revealed behind him before the card disappears and Dragon Wings is set to the drop zone. Now I get to draw one card. A small version of Dragon Wings appears on Hot Guesser's lottery ticket. She smiles and is destroyed as the particles from it go to Steve's song and he draws one. He looks at his hand then back at Hiro. This one's going to be a bit risky, but here it goes! Separates the card in his hand from the rest. I summon Young Guard Draco Kid! Throws the card into the field, causing a portal to open from the ground with the light escaping from it as a small dragon rises from it. The portal closes and the light ceases as the dragon levitates to the ground, revealing itself to be Young Guard Draco Kid. Did he just summon a safeguard? Why did he summon a safeguard so early? He doesn't give off such reckless vibes. I think he's trying to gain a fast advantage over Hiro, similar to how Kyoshi did in their match. That would make sense, especially to keep Hiro in check. If his opponent is constantly playing on the back foot, then it'll be easier for him to overcome them. Steve is a lot better of a Thera player than I thought. You're summoning a safeguard? That's gutsy. We'll see what good it'll do you. I'll show you soon enough just what it can do, but first, I pay one to use the effect of Strength of Arizon, giving all my creatures plus 50 power for the turn. The wind blows, causing the flag to move back and forth as it glows red with all of Steve's creatures. I now enter my attack phase. Stands tall, ready for a battle as he places his hand over Hot Guesser. Hot Guesser, get in there and attack Crimson Draco Kid! Hot Guesser twirls her arms until a ring of fire appears around each one. Looks at Crimson Draco Kid. Sorry, Draco Kid, but I've got a plan in mind and I need to see it through. Looks at Steve. No guard! Crimson Draco Kid nodded as it lunged towards Hot Guesser. Crimson Draco Kid tried to hit her with its sword, but Hot Guesser ducked and hit it with her two fire rings, destroying Crimson Draco Kid and sending a gust of wind towards Hiro. Ah! Damage check! Crimson sword! No trigger! I'm not done yet, Hiro! Moves his hand over Lucky Lassie, shocking Hiro slightly. You're up next, Lucky Lassie! Rests Lucky Lassie, causing Hiro to rebrace himself. Attack Hiro directly! Lucky Lassie stretches and holds out her hand that has the coin in it and makes the coin disappear and reappear the second one right behind it. I won't guard this one either! Lassie throws her coins towards Hiro as the barrier forms, but the coins cause it to break as one of the coins reappears in her hand and the other fades away. Ah! Damage check! Dragon Wings! No trigger! Those some fierce attacks. Well, if you think those are fierce, then get ready for this! Moves his hand over Young Guard Draco Kid. Young Guard Draco Kid, attack Hiro! Young Guard Draco Kid jumps into the air and forms a giant yellow barrier that gets close to Hiro. I'm not guarding this one too! The barrier forms around Hiro as Young Guard Draco Kid's barrier gets too big and smashes Hiro's barrier, pushing him back a bit before Draco Kid's barrier disappears. Ah! Damage check! Shield Guard Dragon, no trigger! That's all for your turn, Steve. I know, so I end my turn here. How'd you like my play, Hiro? You manipulated my field so I had less to work with and made it not worth guarding attacks while also keeping up the pressure with your field and taking the lead. It's a lot more than I expected from you, Steve. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to be easy to defeat. I don't know, Shoji. Without analysis, I think Hiro has proven to have some skill behind him. Highly debatable. Either way, Steve seems to know what he's doing. If Hiro doesn't turn it around fast, it could very well be game over for him from here. But we know Hiro wouldn't just go down so easily without making a struggle. But if he struggles the wrong way and loses too much of his hand cards, he might just put himself at more of a disadvantage. You may have taken the lead, Steve, but I'm about to change that. My turn! Draw phase! Main phase! Looks at his hand then back at Steve. I resummon the Crimson Draco Kid you sent back to my hand earlier! Crimson Draco Kid slashes at the camera and reappears. Next is have you back, Draco Kid. But I'm not done there! To back him up, I summon Crimson Dragon Rider! Red flames spew down from the sky as a dragon reappears, and a knight with a long spear runs along the ground and jumps towards it. Lightning strikes and blinds everyone, but as it goes away, the knight can be seen riding the dragon, flying down next to Hiro. Hiro's standard attack formation is here. Thanks to my Crimson Dragon Rider, Crimson Dragon Kid gets plus 50 power during my turn. Steve braced himself slightly. Enter my attack phase and attack your Lucky Lassie, Steve! Crimson Dragon Kid lets out a small roar and runs into battle with Lucky Lassie. In his head, his standard attack formation. He's using it now. Time to see if my plan will work. Out loud. No guard! Crimson Dragon Kid slash at Lucky Lassie, once on left and once at top, but Lucky Lassie dodges to the left and ducks on the top slash. She tries to hit Crimson Dragon Kid with her coin, but Crimson Dragon Kid catches it in his hand and drives his sword straight through Lucky Lassie's chest, destroying it and sending a gust of wind towards Steve. Damage check! Flame crash! No trigger! That's the first one! Bring on the next attack, Hiro! I'm not done with this attack yet, Steve! Steve gasped. Huh? Because Crimson Dragon Kid destroyed one of your creatures, I discard Crimson Striker to destroy an additional card on your field! Hiro discards Crimson Striker as a red flame appeared behind him, followed by a red dragon. I'll take out that Strength of Arizon! Now Crimson Striker, get rid of the rune! Points towards the flag behind Steve. What? He picked Strength of Arizon? Why are you shocked, Shoji? It is the better play if he's setting up for the late game. I know that. I'm shocked because Hiro chose to do it. In his head, he couldn't have just randomly chosen to destroy that rune. Does he really have some skill behind his plays? My rune. That's a little unexpected, but I won't falter. Crimson Striker kicks the fire towards Strength of Arizon, which connects, burning the flag until it's destroyed. Now I attack your young guard Draco Kid with my Crimson Dragon Rider, and I'll pay 1 to add a gift check. Crimson Dragon Rider flies into the sky and dives down at young guard Draco Kid. Looks toward young guard Draco Kid. Sorry, young guard Draco Kid, but this will be a necessary step in our victory. Young guard Draco Kid looks back and nods, causing both it and Steve to look towards Hiro. No guard! Young guard Draco Kid forms his barrier as Crimson Dragon Rider spews flames down from its mouth, but the barrier blocks it. Then it's time for my gift check. There's the top card of his song. Gift check! Damage trigger! 1 damage to you, Steve! A fireball forms behind Hiro and shoots at Steve, causing the barrier to form, but it's broken. Damage check! Dragon Rider, no trigger! The rider jumps off the dragon with his spear and pierces right through the barrier, and young guard Draco Kid destroying it and sending a gust of wind towards Steve, right after the dragon swoops below him and catches him on his back. Damage check! Draw trigger! I draw 1 card. Steve draws 1. You have to pull a draw trigger and get another card. Well, either way, this match is just getting started, and I'll be the one to win it. I'll end my turn here. I won't let you win, at least not without a fight. It's my turn. Draw phase! Draws but doesn't look at the card. Stand phase! Hotcaster stands, my damage is unflipped in main phase! In his head as he looks at his hand cards. Perfect, the cards I needed came. It's upsetting that he got rid of my rune, but he won't be able to stop this next move easily. Out loud as he separates a card in his hand from the rest and refocuses on Hiro. First, I summon a second Hotcaster! As flame sparks up from the ground, creating smoke, and Hotcaster walks out from it. And I'll pay 1 to use her gamble ability! Hotcaster conjures a lottery ticket with flames into her hand with a single slot for a card. Great, so we're doing this again. Well, go ahead, bring on the gambles. I'm ready for them. The camera closens up on Steve's face as he flashbacks. Flashback. This is your friend's song. Mr. Manami shows Steve's hero song composition. He has so many creatures and little spells, traps, and runes. Yes, but it works for him. All of his tried and true combos. Combos? All of the combinations he makes while playing. Here, I'll show you some. Mr. Manami grabs some of the cards and shows Steve different plays as the camera fades to later. So I'm going to want something that'll take advantage of all of these and that he won't expect. Well, first you should make a strategy and see how to implement it into your current song. A strategy? I think I've already got one that I'd like to give a try. Oh, well then, let's see. Scoops up the copy of Hiro's song and puts it next to him. You're going to be my opponent? Draws 5 cards as he speaks. Why wouldn't I be? I'm the only one here. Okay, but are you sure you'll be able to play like Hiro though? That is what this testing is for after all. Laughs. We won't know until I try. Flashback ends. In his head, thank you, Miss Manami. You gave me a view of how Hiro plays before the match, and I'll win thanks to it. Out loud. Now go, Hotcaster! Send the top card of Hiro's song to the drop zone! Hotcaster snaps, causing Hiro's top card to levitate up in front of him, but he doesn't look at it as he is looking towards Steve. I won't let your game will be right this time! I'll make sure of it! Looks at the card, gasps, smiles, and touches it with his finger, causing it to turn around and reveal itself. Yes! Creature! Crimson Dragon Revan! Meaning your gamble fails! A giant version of Crimson Dragon Revan is revealed behind him before the card disappears and Crimson Dragon Revan is sent to the drop zone. What? The gamble failed? A small version of Crimson Dragon Revan appears on Hotcaster's lottery ticket. She gasps and pulls her hand away from the ticket as it's destroyed. Well, you can't win them all. Though you still lost a Revan from it, so I'm in a better situation than you are. What do you mean? You know, Revan's your ace creature? Yeah, I know that. My question is, how did you know? Oh, well, I just happened to study some of your previous games, that's all. Really? How? I'll tell you later. But for now, you should focus on the match, because it's time for me to rumble and shatter this battlefield! Separates the card in his hand from the rest and raises it to the sky. Cause all to crumble under the power of your mighty slam! I summon Hammer Dragon! Slams Hammer Dragon's card into the field. The ground shook as a hammer busted through it from below, flying high into the sky, causing a crack to appear in it as the dragon flies around from far away and catches the hammer in his hand, lands on the ground, slams the hammer onto the ground, causing the crack to diverge into 3 different roots, and roars mightily to reveal himself as Hammer Dragon. Hammer Dragon, so that's your ace, I'm guessing. Also, that was an interesting summoning chant. Thanks. I saw that you always do when you summon Revan, so I tried to spice it up with my ace card. Anyways, it's not simply here just to look pretty. Separates another card in his hand from the rest. I pay 3 and play Rage of the Dragon! Throws Rage of the Dragon onto his field. This will allow Hammer Dragon to attack all of your creatures at once. Hammer Dragon roars in response as his eyes get fuchsia and red. You also have Rage of the Dragon? You're planning on attacking me with everything now? That's the plan, and thanks to it I'll get some hand cards out of it too, so my hand will stay the same. But first, I pay 1 and add extra 50 power to Hammer Dragon due to his ability. Hammer Dragon roars again and glows red. I'll now enter my attack phase. Places his hand over Hammer Dragon, causing Hiro to brace himself. Hammer Dragon, go and attack Crimson Draco Kid and Crimson Dragon Rider. Reds Hammer Dragon, causing him to roar again and fly high into the sky while swirling his hammer around. In his head, he didn't pay 1 to add a gift check. Why? Looks down at his hand cards. I can guard both of them if I wanted to, but then he'd most likely attack again and leave me with a damaged hand. It's better just to take this and hope my plan to regroup works. Out loud, I no guard both attacks! Sorry guys. Both Crimson Dragon Rider and Crimson Draco Kid nod as they both take off into battle. Crimson Draco Kid jumps onto the Crimson Dragon Rider's back as they fly into the sky. Hammer Dragon tries to strike them with his hammer while gliding around, but Crimson Draco Kid deflects each of his attacks with its sword and the Rider with his spear. Then both the Rider and Crimson Draco Kid jump off the dragon as it swirls beneath them, and then getting ready to fire as they are above Hammer Dragon. The dragon fires, but Hammer Dragon dodges it and swirls, hitting it up and under and using it to block the attack from the Rider and Crimson Draco Kid, following it up with a hammer swing from above, smashing them down to the ground, and as they make contact with the ground, they are destroyed as a gust of wind is sent towards Hiro. Ah! Damage checks! First check, Heart of the Dragon, no trigger. Second check, Rage of the Dragon, no trigger. Hammer Dragon roars and returns to Steve. And thanks to Hammer Dragon's effect, when he destroys your creature, I get to draw 1 card. So in total, I draw 2 more cards. Steve draws 2. Your hand. I see it. So that's your plan. I'm sorry, but what is he talking about? He's referring to how almost every turn, Steve has had 5 hand cards by the end of it, meaning he's not losing any cards and is able to be aggressive as he wants, allowing freedom in his plays while Hiro's hand slowly diminishes. I see. So he gained the advantage on Hiro. Not yet, but slowly he will overtake Hiro, and soon he'll be able to stop any counterattack that comes his way. He must have really thought this entire match through before challenging Hiro. He seems to be completely prepared for anything. Make a plan and stick with it. That's how I roll. And now I'll attack you directly with Hawk Yesser! Hawk Yesser twirls her arms until a ring of fire appears around each one. No guard! The barrier forms around Hiro as Hawk Yesser runs across the field and jumps into the air, slamming her rings of fire onto the barrier, causing it to break and Hiro to falter in his stance. Ah! Damage check! Young Guard Draco Kid, no trigger! I won't be ending it there! I'll attack you again with my other Hawk Yesser! The other Hawk Yesser twirls her arms until a ring of fire appears around each one and begins to run towards Hiro. I won't guard again! The Hawk Yesser jumps into the air, causing the barrier to form and breaks through it as she slams the 2 fire rings on it, once more pushing Hiro back. Ah! Damage check! Heal trigger! I'll recover 1 damage! Since the Steel Guard Dragon is damaged onto the drop zone. I'll end my turn here. In just a few more turns, I'll win! My attacks will overwhelm you, and you won't be able to stop me! Wow, Steve, I didn't know you'd be so good at this. You've kept me up against the wall this whole game with your fierce attack and your defensive approach. But of course, I won't let it end here. Steve braced himself slightly as Hiro takes an aggressive stance. It's my turn! Draw phase! Doesn't look at the card he draws and adds it to his other hand cards. Stand phase! My damage on foot and May phase! Looks at his hand and quickly sees the card he drew and thinks, Dragon's Call. I can use this to get Revan, and in a combination with Rage of the Dragon, I can take out all of Steve's creatures, but it'll leave me with no hand cards unless I pay 1 to add a gift check. And with 5 cards to 2, the hand difference will be too great, and Steve could easily counter and destroy Revan. Or I could, looks at the Hammer Dragon in his hand, if I use this, I should be able to keep up with Steve, but he might outpower it. Shakes his head. No. If I do this, I'll be able to survive, and next turn I'll summon Revan and win. I will survive to the next turn. I'll make sure of it. Are you okay, Hiro? You've been quiet a little too long. Out loud. Oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm just thinking. You? Thinking? Ha, nice joke. I'm serious, Shoji, and I know exactly what to do thanks to it. Here it comes, Steve, my counterattack! Well, let's see it! Both Steve and Hiro stare each other down in their respective stances. To start, just like you, I'll summon Hammer Dragon! Places Hammer Dragon's card onto the field as a hammer falls to the ground and cracks it before Hammer Dragon flies down, picks up the hammer and roars. Hammer Dragon? I expected Revan. Maybe yesterday I would have summoned Revan here, but this time I'll be doing this! Reveals Rage of the Dragon in his hand to Steve. Next, I pay 3 and use Rage of the Dragon on Hammer Dragon, allowing him to attack all of your creatures at once this turn. And finally, I'll pay 3 again to activate Hammer Dragon's ability 3 times, giving him plus 150 power for a total of 300 power! Hammer Dragon roars to assert his dominance as he glows red, in his head as he looks at Hiro's Hammer Dragon. A 300 power Hammer Dragon? This definitely wasn't a part of the plan. Looks at his field while he thinks, but I can work with this. I'm at low low damage and still have a decent hand size. I can survive this turn and counter on my next. Out loud as he refocused on Hiro. Bring it on, Hiro! I'm ready! We're gonna enter my attack phase. Hammer Dragon! Attack Steve's Hammer Dragon and 2 hot guessers, and I'll pay my last one to add a gift check! Hiro's Hammer Dragon roars as he takes off to the sky and flies down to attack the creatures. And thanks to Heart of the Dragon, I get to draw 1 card because Hammer Dragon has 300 power! The heart glows red as Hiro draws 1. Tosses Young Guard Jokikin to the drop zone. I'll no guard both of the hot guessers, but I'll discard Young Guard Jokikin in order to use his ability to nullify the attack on Hammer Dragon! The hot guessers both form their fire rings and jump into the air to battle Hammer Dragon as Steve's Hammer Dragon follows close behind. Then it's time for my gift check! Flips over the top card of his song. Gift check! Damage trigger! 1 damage to you, Steve! A fireball appears behind Hiro and shoots at Steve, causing the barrier to form, but is once again broken. Pushed slightly back from the attack. Damage check! Strength of Arizon, no trigger! Looks up to see Hammer Dragon nearing his creatures. Now Hammer Dragon, continue the attack! Hiro's Hammer Dragon roars as the first hot guesser swings at him with her rings of fire, but the Hammer Dragon flies under her, dodging the attack and hitting his hammer upward as the second tries to hit him from under, but Hammer Dragon reacts quickly and smashes her down before she hits him, causing her to hit the ground. Both hot guessers are destroyed and gusts of wind fill on Hiro's side. Steve's and Hiro's Hammer Dragons battle and exchange blows with their hammers in midair, left and right. Slowly they descend to the ground as they both hit each other at the same time, pushing themselves back, but Steve's Hammer Dragon stumbles on the landing while Hiro's lands it perfectly and lunges straight for Steve's. As the hammer of Hiro's Hammer Dragon is about to hit Steve's Hammer Dragon, Young Guard Jokikin appears and quickly creates a barrier of light, blocking the attack and pushing Hiro's Hammer Dragon back before disappearing. Hiro's Hammer Dragon lands back on Hiro's side, but roars, which causes the wind on Hiro's field to blow fiercely at Steve. Maintains his stance through the wind. Damage checks. First check, Hammer Dragon, no trigger. Second check, damage trigger. 1 damage is heading back to you, Hiro. Steve points his finger to Hiro as a fireball appears behind him and shoots towards Hiro, causing the barrier to form, but the barrier is broken. Damage check. Crimson Striker, no trigger. Now I can use the ability of Hammer Dragon to draw 2 cards and it would destroy 2 creatures. Hiro draws 2. Now Hiro's cut off. No, you don't. Since your Hammer Dragon destroyed a creature on my field, I can pay 4 and play Flame Crash! Hiro gasps as Steve reveals the card to him. This will allow me to destroy creatures on your field equal to the level of the destroyed creature. Places Flame Crash into the drop zone. Since the hot guesser you destroyed earlier was level 1, 1 creature is destroyed. And since Hammer Dragon is your only creature, it's destroyed. Swings his arm up in commandment towards Hammer Dragon. What? Wait, is this why you didn't pay extra 1 last turn for gift checks? Yes, it is. Now, Flame Crash! Destroy Hiro's Hammer Dragon! A blaze of flames appeared behind Steve, swept across the field, and destroyed Hiro's Hammer Dragon. Hammer Dragon! I'm sorry I wasn't able to keep you for long, but you've given me the hand I need to win. Speaks in his head as he looks at his hand cards, revealing one of his cards to be Crimson Dragon Revan. Revan, thanks for coming. Now we just have to wait for 1 last piece. Out as he looks towards Steve. I have my turn here, Steve! Wow, Hiro really pushed Steve into a corner. At the same time, Hiro's on the verge of losing himself and has no creatures left to defend, so guarding will be extra hard. But this time, Hiro thought ahead and used the combination of Hammer Dragon and Rage of the Dragon and Heart of the Dragon to diminish Steve's board and increase his own hand to 7. Hiro's actually thinking his moves through and keeping it close, but now it's time to see if he thought through enough or if Steve has a plan to end it here. In his head, whew, that was close. I'm barely hanging on and Hiro was even able to gain a large amount of hand cards. Did he change his strategy mid-match after seeing my plan? Well, either way, I have 1 chance to end it, and I have to do it now. Out loud. It's my turn, Hiro, and I'm gonna end it here! Hiro slightly braced himself. Draw phase! Stand phase! Hammer Dragon stands and my damage is unflipped! Entering main phase! Glanced at his hand cards before looking back towards Hiro. Okay, here it comes! I summon Dragon Rider and Lucky Lassie! Dragon Rider's spear pierces through the camera as Dragon Rider rides onto the field as flames spark from the ground as a coin is launched into the air from them, and the flames catch up and materialize into Lucky Lassie, who catches the coin and lands on the ground and chuckles. Dragon Rider, I haven't seen him in ages. And another Lucky Lassie? Well, you can't use her gamble to make me lose a creature since I have none on my field. Who said that was my plan? Hiro looks at Steve in confusion. Here it comes! The big finale! Separates 1 card in his hand from the rest and plays it with gusto. I plant my rune! Strength of Arizon once more! A flag with the Arizon symbol appeared behind Steve as the camera cut back to the shop to show Mr. Manami. So this is the strategy you made to fight Hiro. The camera cuts back to the field. You had another Strength of Arizon? Nods. And here's the best part. Strength of Arizon's effect isn't once per turn, meaning as long as I have pay, I can use it. Hiro gasps. Now I'll pay 6 so I can use the effect of Strength of Arizon 6 times, giving all of my creatures on my field a total of 300 extra power. What? 300 power? That's right. Now feel it, the Strength of Arizon! The wind blows fiercely, causing the flag to move back and forth as it glows red along with all of Steve's creatures. Lucky Lassie and Dragon Rider now have 400 power each, while Hammer Dragon has 450 power. That much? This isn't going to be easy, but I will survive this attack. I have to. braces himself as he readies his hand. Well, let's see if you can! Takes an offensive stance. Enter my attack phase and attack with Lucky Lassie! Lucky Lassie stretches and holds out the hand that has the coin in it and makes the coin disappear and reappear as the second one right behind it. Looks at his hand and speaks in his head. If I'm going to best survive this, I have to do this. Out loud as he looks back towards Steve. I no-guard the attack! Lassie throws her coins towards Hiro as the barrier forms. The coins cause it to break as the coins reappear in her hand and the other one fades away. Hiro slides back slightly from the impact. Ah! Shakes it off and regains his position. Damage check! Dragon Wings! No trigger! Says Dragon Wings to the damage zone and confidently looks towards Steve. That's the first attack done! I'm not finished yet, Hiro! Moves his hand over Dragon Rider. Dragon Rider! Attack Hiro directly! Rests Dragon Rider, causing him to fly into the air, dive down, and thrust his spear towards Hiro. He's at 9 damage! He can't afford to take the attack! Don't worry, he probably has a guard ready with all the cards in his hand. Smiles as he separates a card in his hand from the rest. I won't let that attack hit as easily as you think! Reveals the Young Guard Joker in his hand to Steve. I discard Young Guard Joker from my hand to nullify the attack! Dragon Rider launches his spear towards Hiro, but Young Guard Joker appears in between Hiro and the spear and creates a barrier, deflecting the spear and sending it back to Dragon Rider, who catches it and flies back in front of Steve as Young Guard Joker disappears. You're going to need a lot more than that to beat me, Steve! Nods. Then here, have a taste of this! Quickly flips 2 cards in his damage zone face down. At the end of the battle, Dragon Rider attacked. If his attack was guarded, I can pay 2 and return it to my hand in order to give a creature on my field plus 100 power! What? I'm surprised you didn't know this, Hiro. You did use the cards yourself. Adds Dragon Rider to his hand. Now I return Dragon Rider to my hand and pay 2 to give Hammer Dragon extra 100 power! Dragon Rider nods to both Steve and Hammer Dragon before turning into energy and returning to Steve's hand as Hammer Dragon glows even more red. No, Hammer Dragon has, Hiro was cut off, 550 power. It'll end here, Hiro! Places his hand over Hammer Dragon. Hammer Dragon! Attack Hiro and finish this! And I'll pay my last one to add a gift check! Rest Hammer Dragon ferociously. Hammer Dragon roars ferociously in response and flies into the sky while whirling his hammer around. You pushed me hard, Steve, and frankly, in most situations, this would be the end for me. But I won't let you end it here! Turns a card in his hand around so it faces Steve, revealing it to be Young Guard Draco Kid, causing Steve to gasp. Young Guard Draco Kid! Come and protect me! Safeguard! Discards Young Guard Draco Kid as Hammer Dragon stops rolling his hammer and brings it down ready to smash Hiro, but Young Guard Draco Kid appears just in time and creates a shield, blocking the attack. You had another safeguard? Shakes his head. Well, I'm not done yet. I still have my gift check! Quickly moves his hand over his song and looks at it. Come on, damage trigger. Please show up now! Looks up at Hiro with passionate eyes. Gift check! Flips over the top part of his song with all of his energy. He looks at it and grunts as he reveals it to Hiro. Take a chance. No trigger. Young Guard Draco Kid uses all of his energy and pushes Hammer Dragon back, causing it to return to Steve before Young Guard Draco Kid nods at Hiro and fades away. Thank you, Draco Kid. Thanks to you, I'm still standing here. Looks to his drop zone. And thank you too, Hammer Dragon. If it wasn't for your ability, I wouldn't have drawn a second Young Guard Draco Kid. We see a quick flashback of when Hiro drew from Hammer Dragon's effect. He drew both Crimson Dragon Revenant and Young Guard Draco Kid before the camera cuts back to Steve. In his head, I couldn't finish it here. I still have a decent amount to guard with. We can see Steve's hand, which contains Take a Chance, a Damage Trigger, Dragon Rider, and Heal Trigger. As long as Hiro doesn't attack 3 times, I'm safe. Out loud. I am my turn here. I can't believe I survived that. You certainly went all out there, Steve, and you are a lot stronger than I thought. You're talking like you're going to win. Remember, Hiro, I still have 4 hand cards to defend myself with. Holds out his 4 cards to Hiro. Yeah, but I know one is a Dragon Rider, and the other is Take a Chance, meaning half your hand can't guard. Even if you know half of them, you still don't know what my last 2 cards are. I could still guard your attack. Hiro starts chuckling and begins to laugh. Huh? He's laughing? Now? Why? At a time like this, there's only one reason he'd be laughing. Nods. Revan. Why are you laughing, Hiro? I've got you cornered! Zoe stops laughing. Why would I not? This match is amazing. I finally got to fight you, and the match is so close. Just any one card can make the difference. Takes an offensive and confident stance, causes Steve to shift out of his. What are you saying, Hiro? What I'm saying is this is the best, and I'm about to win it! Smiles, causing Steve to slightly brace himself. My turn! Draw phase! Hiro draws ferociously, adds the card to his hand without looking at it, and continues with his turn. Stand phase! My damage is unflipped and main phase! Raises the card in his hand towards the sky and closes his eyes. Gasps as he steps back slightly. It's here. Your ace. Great Dragon of the Crimson Flames! Descend and show your blazing rage! I summon Crimson Dragon! Revan! Clouds appear in the sky as flames flew down from the card that Hiro held up. Crimson Dragon Revan broke through the clouds with flames falling behind it. The dragon lands on the ground with dust falling behind it. Revan's roar blows away the dust and makes Lucky Lassie, Hammer Dragon, and Steve struggle to maintain their stance. In his head, you're kidding! Now of all times? grunts. Well, it's fine. He won't be able to rise above the power he needs to beat me. Moves his thumb over the heel and damage triggers in his hand. I can tell what you're thinking just by looking at you, Steve. Out loud as he looks back up at Hiro. What do you mean? You think I can't beat you right now with the guards you have in your hand, but I'm telling you that right now you're wrong. Steve worries slightly as Hiro holds up Dragon's Call in his hand and reveals it to Steve. I use Dragon's Call from my hand to discard 2 damage triggers and a heal trigger in order to add Shield Guard Dragon to my hand from my song. Dragon's Call begins to go as a dragon's roar can be heard in the distance. What? You still had a Dragon's Call in your hand? So he learned the timing of Dragon's Call. What? If he had used it earlier to search for Revan like he did against Scarlet, he probably wouldn't have had enough guarding power to block against Steve's last turn and would have lost. But instead, he used Hammer Dragon and gained enough hand cards so he could survive Steve's attack. And because he saved it, he could use Dragon's Call to search for a creature that would strengthen Revan. Wow. Hiro really learned a lot after losing to Scarlet, but there's no way he had Revan this whole time. He had to have just drawn it. That's both luck and skill at work there. Now it's time to see if it was enough for Hiro to win. A silhouette of Shield Guard Dragon appears behind Hiro. I've been using some new moves in this game, so now it's time for an old classic. I paid 2 and discard Crimson Dragon Rider from my hand and use Revan's ability to reveal Shield Guard Dragon and add his power to Revan. Holds up Shield Guard Dragon's card, causing it to appear behind Hiro and roar as it glows red, turning into particles and flow around Revan. Go! Crimson Absorption! Revan roars fiercely as the particles are absorbed into him, causing him to glow bright red as he is set ablaze. The roar caused wind to blow fiercely at Steve and make him struggle in his stance. Use Revan's ability to add Shield Guard Dragon's 300 power to Revan for a total of 500 power? Yes, this is the power of my, no R, Crimson Nova! Looks at Revan and smiles, who responds with a nod before Hiro refocuses on Steve. Now, Crimson Dragon Revan, attack Hammer Dragon with your Supremacy Flame! And I'll pay 1 to add a gift check! Passionately rests Revan. Revan roars, causing the flames to disperse as he took off into the air and flew around in circles, causing more flames to appear as the others returned to Revan, all going into him, causing him to glow bright crimson red. Let's not forget I draw 1 card due to Heart of the Dragon! Hiro draws 1. His hand shakes as he speaks in his head. This is it. The reason why Hiro is so invested into this game is because he's having fun. During all of that analysis, all of the play, when I got close to winning, even this, looks at his shaking hand and smiles, stopping it from shaking. It's all fun. I have to admit, this really is fun. Out loud as he looks to Hammer Dragon. Sorry, Hammer Dragon. We weren't able to win this. Hammer Dragon smiles at him and nods as they both turn to face Hiro and Revan respectively. No guard! Hammer Dragon jumps into the air. Then gift check! Reveals top card of his song. Fire shot, no trigger! Closes his eyes, raises his head towards Revan and reopens his eyes. Revan! Finish it! Revan stops circling and dives straight towards Hammer Dragon. Hammer Dragon tries to hit Revan away with his hammer, but Revan blocks all the attacks with his claws. Eventually, Hammer Dragon tries to smash it from above by using the momentum from a failed hit, but Revan turns and blocks it with his tail, which causes Hammer Dragon to struggle a bit before Revan takes this as a chance to dive right through Hammer Dragon, causing them both to be locked with each other as Revan forces him to the ground and rams towards Steve. Then right before they get to Steve, Revan bursts right through Hammer Dragon, destroying it, and lands in front of Steve with the wind from the blow flowing around it. Hammer Dragon! Revan lumbered over Steve, getting ready to fire with the wind blowing in his mouth. I guess you did win, Hiro. This time. Revan shoots the fire from his mouth, which evaporates into wind before it hits Steve. Ah! Damage check! Hammer Dragon! No trigger! Ah! Steve flies back from the blast as the screen fades to white. The camera reappears with the group and Steve walking out from the elevator. Wow! That was a great match! It was a thrill until the end! I'd have to agree with you there, Hayate. You did good for a first-timer. Like I said, I wasn't a first-timer to the game, just to the field. Oh, come on, Shoji. You compliment him, but not me? Fine. You at least know how to use proper timing now. Yeah, whatever. Hiro stops. Huh? Wait, did you actually just compliment me? Rolls his eyes. I'm already regretting this. Shoji! The group bursts into laughter except for Kyoshi. In his head, all of these newbies, they're just showing up and acting like they're all high and mighty and having fun with it. It's starting to get annoying. Gasps out loud as Mr. Manami walks over to the group. Huh? Interesting match. Too bad you lost, kid. No, it's fine. I got to have a lot of fun and made it really close. Next time I'll beat you, Hiro, for sure. And every time after that. You're welcome to try, but I'll stop you every time. Steve feels a buzz on his phone and pulls it off from his pocket, looks at it, and looks at the rest of the group. Well, I've got to go now, but I promise next time I come back, I'll win. Whatever. See ya, Steve. Bye, Steve. Waves bye. Keep it safe. See ya. Bye. Waves by and high-fives Hiro before walking out the door, which closes after Toshi walks in and we get to follow Steve and hear what he thinks. I can't believe that match was so incredible. I've got to fine-tune my strategy and make sure next time I beat Hiro. The camera cuts back inside the shop with the group turning around. Hey, that match got me all fired up. I kind of want to play now. But you told me earlier that you didn't want to fight. Hey, she's allowed to change her mind, isn't she? This again? Well, then I'll take you on. Okay, let's head to the... Hayate is cut off by Toshi. Well, if you want to have a match, Why not against me, Missy? Hayate gasps and turns around with the rest of the group to see Toshi. The name's Toshi Umazawa, and I'll show you the dreaded curse that looms over you. Toshi gives a menacing smile as the episode ends, with Toshi having his menacing smile facing a worried Hayate, with a shouty figure looming behind Hayate. That match with Steve was amazing! It lit my soul on fire! Wait, who's this Toshi guy? Hayate, you've heard of him? He's what? Hayate, I don't think you should do this. Next time, the endless curse of the undead. Grimoire open!